Yeah? Yeah?
Sounds like we are. Progress is being made.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, ready?
So we're
We're
gonna
actually
switch.
changing this time. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, change.
All right, and we're back, and back to Mr. Hollenbach. We're going to be talking more about theater and history. So we just ended with talking about the March. And now we're just going to talk a little bit more. What are some other plays and/or TV shows, movies that have done a good job of making history clearer and easier to understand for both high school students and people as a whole?
Well, in terms of high school students, one of my favorite plays, and I used to teach high school English too, where we're at. So, but Inherit the Wind, which was a play about the was referred to now known as the Scopes monkey trial in Tennessee, and it was a Tennessee biology teacher was put on trial for teaching evolution. You know, Charles Darwin, and you know the notion that we might have come up somehow or other through apes or something, and which is why it was called the monkey trial. And you know, Tennessee said that's illegal. You can't do that. You got to teach a kind of Christian what we now call creationist theory. Yeah. You know, that's it. And he said, well, you know, but science, and you know, this is what science is telling us now. Darwin, you know, is accepted pretty much everywhere. And two famous characters, William Jennings Bryan, who was head of the, I believe, the Populist Party at the time, big orator, very famous. He came down, they brought him down to prosecute the case. He wasn't from Tennessee. He was a Midwesterner. I want to say Ohio, but I could be wrong about that. And Clarence Darrow, who was a big Chicago lawyer, came down to defend Scopes. Right. And, you know, it was a big international event, really. That Americans.
The little town of Tennessee turned into the center of the universe.
And, you know, in the end, Darrow won the case. And it's a terrifically intense play, and it has some humor in it. And the whole notion of what the world watching this thing play out is terrific. And Scopes wins. To teach Darwinism. And what's terrifically is, I mean, just go to Kansas right now. They don't want you. They don't want you to teach it. They want creationism to be in the textbooks, and not the Darwinism. And you think, well, that was, you know, we're jumping around from, I think the Scopes trial was something like 1917. And now we're in 2014, and somehow Americans haven't caught up with the rest of the world on basic science. Nothing wrong with God. It's not about God.
It's about science.
It's not. I mean, God. I don't think the play claims nothing.
The play is just telling the story.
God doesn't exist.
It's just telling the story.
But you've got to be able to accept the fact that God can exist.
So can this. And
maybe those 7 days weren't totally literal.
And it's interesting that the play then is kind of telling a big story, because a lot of people don't realize, but that was a big turning point in. Because especially that time was going on, people's beliefs were, you had the separate beliefs with the Bible Belt, and then but you still had the people in the north and like in the cities starting to think a different way, and that kind of plays out in that little town of Tennessee.
Yes, it does.
And it's still playing out today.
It's still playing out, and that's why it's still such a great. It's still a great play, and I'm sure your English teachers here, some teach it. Some I'd be amazed if they did. It's a Crucible. Scopes monkey trial, and then of course, this is ironic because I didn't know this until listening to the radio coming out here. But one of the plays I wanted to talk about was A Raisin in the Sun, a Lorraine Hansberry play about Chicago in the 50s, where a little black family living in a cramped apartment, with like. The grandson has to sleep on the couch in the living room, and they finally get some money through the grandmother's grandfather dies and some insurance money. But she wants to buy this little house. And the only one she can find, it turns out, there's a whole lot of dramatic stuff going on.
Yeah, within
that I don't
the
want to
family.
get into, but the crux of it is, finds this little house in a white neighborhood, puts down the money, and the white the representative of the community association, Clybourne Park Community Association, comes up and offers to, buy it back from her.
Oh,
Because,
they didn't want them in.
they didn't want
They
to.
didn't want that.
And we
raisin.
think of, this is 50s, and hey, you could worry about when and where this, to some degree, may still be going
Yep.
on. But what I was saying, coming out today, what I just realized, there's a new production just about to open starring Denzel Washington.
Oh, and
So-
where's that playing?
In New York.
In New York.
In New York. On Broadway.
So
But it's had many productions. There's the original was with Sidney Poitier, and I would encourage. And then there have been many TV, made for TV
adaptations of it. Yeah.
movies of it made. And students always want color, but guess what? The original one in black and white
Is the best one.
is the best one. If
Well,
you can get your
nothing will
hands
top
on
the original. Nothing will top the original, and because that really shows the majesty and the magic of it for the first time,
it. Mhm.
and you're going to see the point it's trying to make, probably the clearest.
Yeah.
And
this is a fictional story, entirely fictional,
but
it
it's
is
still.
telling us. It's rooted in a history that everybody needs to know.
Mhm.
That everybody needs to know. This isn't just some made-up, bigotry and prejudice.
This is what happened.
They're
This is-
real, and they hurt people.
and some of it still occurs today. And that's why
some of it still.
And that's why the stories
And
are
that's
told.
why we should know. So you got to pick the right team.
So what is the major benefit, as we kind of come to a close, the major benefit of having these historical stories told? Will that also kind of apply to modern time as we look at more deeper into it? What is the benefit of telling them through art?
Because it's art.
Mm-hmm.
Because it tells a story. Why do we turn on the television every night? We can watch episode 3040 of Law and Order, but why not watch the Scopes monkey trial?
Yeah.
There's real stuff.
Yeah,
There's
we wanna know the real
that has
stuff.
something, that can tell us about how maybe we might live, but entertains us.
Mm-hmm.
The
As the entertainment,
history book entertains the historians, and some people
like
reading my history homework
Yep,
in high school.
you enjoy it.
I didn't mind that. It wasn't chemistry. So yeah, I enjoyed that, but nothing is as much as fun as watching a good drama.
it's a true story.
Yeah,
It's true,
it's got
interesting
truth
drama.
in it. It doesn't have to be the true story.
It doesn't have to be the exact.
But it
Like
has to have truth that came throughout our history, and we can know if we know where we are or we've been, we'll know where we are.
Mhm.
The cliches. I hate
Yeah.
cliches, but people who how does it go? But if you don't know your history, you're destined to keep repeating
it.
your mistakes, or words to that effect.
Well, to help us learn more about this history, where are there places in the area where we can see some of these plays or productions? I know you talked about Denzel Washington's going to be starring in A Raisin in the Sun in New York, if you want to make the trip up there, but other plays, where are we able to see these?
Well, Iron Age Theater here in Norristown
Great theater.
thrives on that kind of drama. You rarely see something there that they wouldn't like you to leave with an idea of how to make the world a slightly better place.
Keep you thinking about it.
And TV, public, PBS,
PBS always has things on.
they do have, and they're not bad. You just have to get over that prejudice. You don't always have to watch everything,
You don't watch everything on PBS, but
Yeah.
watch something.
but some things can be extremely good.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining me. Any final thoughts before I let you go?
Now just keep on watching and look for ways to learn everywhere. Fun. You can learn in a way that's fun and interesting and entertaining.
thank you very much for talking to me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Now back to Ben and Breezy.
Okay, so we are back here, and we are actually going to be doing a little bit of testing right now.
So earlier you couldn't. So
We're going to try and do this again. So right now, we should be using the HD cam if I'm correct. However, we also have the regular SD cam, which is our backup camera.
So we're gonna try and continue with the HD one, and if it fails, we're gonna get a backup.
Which it seems as if it did fail. So unfortunately, we're going back to SD.
Here we are.
So here we are, guys, and we're sorry about that little issue. So it seems as though we have some things to talk about.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Deca.
We do have DECA to talk about. So
We've been
what
talking about DECA a lot this year.
we have, it's always addressed in some of our interviews.
Yeah, and you love DECA.
Yeah.
No, I love DECA. Just didn't like it this year.
Yeah, so Breezy, why don't you tell us about your little DECA experience this year?
We must tanked our test. But we did really well in our role play. We did very well in our role play.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know, we didn't place.
yeah, DECA's really it's really, really, really competitive. So the different levels of competition. So there's like a district level, a state level, and then a national level. And if you're able to get through all of them, then you're pretty much like on top of the world. But of course, each level is really, really competitive. So if you're able to get to nationals, which a couple kids did this year, it's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, how many kids went to nationals? 9? 6? 7?
I think it was like 7.
7?
I think it was like
Yeah.
7.
I just threw out like 5 numbers there.
Yeah. 7, 9, 12. They're all close
Yeah.
enough. Like
Close
something like that.
That's
Yeah.
a decent amount.
Yeah,
And
so-
where was nationals?
Nationals was in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yep. So I know there was a lot of, apparently, when I was talking to a lot of my friends that went to Atlanta, there was a lot of food involved.
Yes, they all like. We were at the Cheesecake Factory the other night, and Carrie goes, "This is exactly what DECA was like." Okay, they would go out to like really nice restaurants for lunch and dinner, for the 5 days that they were there. How long were you guys there? 5 days. Yeah, see, I'm good.
Oh, so nice.
And they actually, on one of their last nights, they went to this like high-rise one. It was on like the 20-something story. Yeah, and it like gradually spun around.
Oh my gosh.
Carrie said.
That's scary. I don't know if I'd
I
want
was
to.
like, I wouldn't want to. I would like lose my appetite. She's like, no, it was like a gradual, whatever. So like you didn't feel like you were moving, but like, oh, I didn't see that before.
Oh.
A nice little change of scenery as you're eating. Yeah. Why? Wait.
Nah, that's okay. We don't need to know that information.
Oh.
Oh
Why didn't Ben go to nationals?
gosh, that's a touchy subject.
Touchy subject. Oh, here comes
Oh,
Drew.
gosh.
Come here, Drew.
Feel your name and your night. Never ask me twice. Oh no. Whenever you want me. And if ever comes a day when you should turn and walk away.
Cool.
I can't
Cool for school.
Yeah.
I don't know. We worked hard.
We did work
Hard enough.
Cool app.
so
Our app was cool. You hear about it?
Cravester, I've heard it.
That was last year. That's old news.
We came up with another one.
We don't shut up about Cravester.
Nah, shut up, that Cravester.
Nuh-uh, because all I hear is Cravester.
I'm on to the next.
So what's this one? Actually, I don't really
This one
care.
was called Social Pursuit. It was a quiz game that donated money to charities as you played it. Right, Ben?
Yep.
Like names of charities, like Dragonfly Forest. We could do that. And
Exactly.
people should be donating to Dragonfly Forest right now, right?
And how
You
can they
should.
do that? They can do that by calling us.
610-630-5098.
Mm-hmm. That's really good.
610-630-5098. 5-0.
5-0.
I never thought someone would have to say this, but Drew just got a cue to talk louder. Normally he doesn't shut up.
Thanks, Breezy.
No problem. Love you, boys.
Love you.
We love you too, Breezy.
Wow, that was so genuine. That was so.
Genuine. It was genuine.
Oh, God. Anyway, let's go talk to Decca.
And Sterling.
And Sterling,
Someone who
specifically.
actually made it to nationals.
Hi, I'm Dion here with Sterling Williams. Here to talk about DECA. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Thank you for being with us. So tell us about a little bit about what DECA consists of.
So DECA prepares emerging leaders and entrepreneurs for careers in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management in high schools and colleges all around the globe. Like they mentioned prior to this interview, we do a lot of competitions this year. Districts was in KOP, King of Prussia, States is in Hershey, and Nationals was in Atlanta. But we do way more than that. We do volunteer work, like Ben worked with the officer team to institute Adopt a Highway. He also worked to partner with breastcancer.org, which was a very good success. And we also volunteered at ShopRite very recently, which was also a very nice experience for everyone to be a part of.
Okay. So can you elaborate on a little bit more, some more events that DECA does that has to do with the high school or the community itself?
Okay, so one of the more famous things we do is we do a dodgeball competition every year.
Okay.
You can sign up, you can be a member of the community, you can be a student, you can come out and have a fun time and play dodgeball, and that's always been a great success for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the more notable things we do besides competition.
All right. So these are ways of fundraisers, correct?
Yes.
Ways to raise money.
Yes.
What do these fundraisers go to?
Well, this year our charity of choice, for example, we always have a charity of choice every year. Our charity of choice this year was breastcancer.org. So a certain amount of proceeds went towards that organization, and it was a great, very good volunteer event for us to do.
And how do you elect these organizations that you guys choose every year? Is it team-based, or does your leader?
The officers come, and we do a chapter officer workshop every summer, and we all came to a consensus that that would be the organization that we were going to sponsor.
Okay. Who's the leader of this?
It's Mr. Shaw, the business teacher down the hall.
Okay. And what does he look for in certain characteristics or skills that he looks for before you join DECA?
Well, when you're in DECA, you sort of work on certain skills like speaking skills and
Okay.
leadership skills, but for officers especially, you have to have good grades, you have to be a leader, you have to be enthusiastic, and you have to want to get down and get to work.
So what does it take to join DECA? You just sign up?
You just sign up. There's a $20 dues fee that goes towards like a t-shirt and goes towards the snacks that you have at meetings, and it goes towards a lot of general things.
Okay. So what skills or characteristics did you gain joining DECA as opposed before you joined? When did you join DECA?
I joined in my sophomore year.
So what skill did you have prior to in your freshman year?
Well, I was a really, really, really nervous guy.
Okay.
Doing this interview freshman year, if I didn't join DECA, I would not have been able to do it right now. So that's one of the skills I did gain, speaking to other people and being able to conduct a nice conversation with others. One of the great things I gained.
So back to the events that you guys host and things that you get into with the community. What do you say was your best experience at DECA?
I think my best experience was dodgeball, and that's always a really fun time to get out there and see everyone having fun and seeing all the students come out to support our club. It's always very nice.
Did you participate in the dodgeball tournament?
I didn't this year, but I was a volunteer this year, and I'm also the VP of Finance, which is basically the treasurer. So I would stand around, and Ben and I would help collect money, and I would direct people towards where they had to go. And I counted the money at the end, but next year, hopefully, I will play.
So what other roles do you guys have in DECA besides the financing treasurer?
There's a president, there's a vice president of business partnerships, which is Drew, and he helps get other businesses to come in and partner with DECA. Ben's the vice president of community service, and he's the one that organizes all those events. I'm the vice president of finance. Morgan Purcell is the president. Alyssa Foley is the vice president of social media. She does all the posts. John Max, he's the vice president of member relations, and Carmelina Branca is the vice president of competition.
Okay, so did you ever have any idea that you wanted to do another position as opposed to the treasurer?
Well, we actually have officer interviews coming up, and I'm looking to do other positions within the club, and hopefully, I don't really know what I'm going to get yet. You have to select a certain amount that you can do. They don't tell you until next week, so you can't really run for anything very specific.
Okay.
Hopefully, whatever they give me, I can do well in, or if I get one at all, that would be great.
Do you have any suggestions about DECA that people may not know about or any views of DECA?
Oh yeah, well, one of the things is that people think you just go out, you dress in a suit, and you compete. It's way more than that. It's one of the more funner clubs that I've been in, and it's a great networking experience, and it's an awesome time to hang out. So yeah, join DECA.
All right. Thank you for being with us, Darryl.
Thank you.
All right. Back to Ben and Breezy with the Telethon.
We changed seats.
Those stools were uncomfortable.
They were so uncomfortable. My back was really hurting.
Yeah, it's fine for a little bit.
So now we have the black chairs, which are the comfiest things
Yes, mine was
ever.
back.
Yeah, Breezy's moves back. Breezy's moves back. Mine doesn't.
But not while you're doing an interview. Like, I would never be able to get this chair during an interview because I would just like fall back.
Yep. Whenever we do interviews here, we kind of have like a script about what we have to say to the guest. So Breezy's pretty good at it, and she like do the whole like way you say it.
Okay, so here it is. All right, just relax. It's really casual, laid back. It's just a conversation between the two of you. Try not to swing back and forth in your chair. Don't look into the cameras. If you mess up, keep going unless it's really bad, and then we'll have to start over.
That's exactly what she says. The same tone, everything. Like when she wasn't here for a while, we just didn't know what to do with ourselves.
It's okay. You done good, kid.
Oh, well, thank you.
I don't even know what we're supposed to be talking about at this point.
Yeah, so right now we're we just
Movies. Okay.
movies. I don't go to the movies often. I just
Neighbors.
Oh,
Did anyone see Neighbors?
I heard Neighbors was great.
I heard it was great
I
too,
watched
but I don't know.
Million Ways to Die in the West.
Was it good?
It was really fun.
Give us a movie review.
It was good, but like it was a 2-hour movie, and I know it was long for a comedy, but it was really funny. It's not okay. I'm sorry, I was distracted for a second. But it was really good. I liked it. I think if you're going to the movies with just like a bunch of your friends, definitely go see that movie. If not, Christian's waving at me and it's really distracting. I hate you. Anyways, but yeah.
the last movie that I saw was I think Hunger Games in the movie theaters. That was the last movie I saw in the movie theater. I just don't go often because like I'd rather sit at home on my comfy couch with a nice blanket and popcorn than go to the movies, pay $11 to get in. True. I have friends. I promise.
No.
All Brianna's here.
Ben, I'd go to the movies with you.
You guys.
You want to go? You want to go to the movies with me, Ben?
Sure. Let's go to the movies. What are we gonna watch?
Neighbors. But we won't invite Breezy.
We're gonna go see it. You gonna be jealous?
Nah, we'll have more fun.
Alright, so wait. Alright, later on, I think there's gonna be a competition. Not the mic, please. So we kind of had this idea where we're gonna do like a competition team thing of us two versus those two with like a series of events. Oh, it might be catchphrase. We're gonna think of games to play, and it's gonna be like.
Playing Twister. I'm good at Twister, and you know.
Oh, I'm really good at Twister too.
Me and Ben have a special deck of connections, so we're gonna beat you.
We have almost the same name. Almost, except for one letter.
Brianne.
And Brianna. Brianne and Brianna.
Okay, yeah, but look at our initials.
Oh yeah, and Apple's Apple.
Give me the initials. What's my initial? Okay, what's my initials?
DBBD.
Oh, DBO.
But are your names the same? No.
Are yours?
They're very similar. Just about.
I'm just in the middle of this. I'm gonna be
Seth,
the referee.
And then we've got Seth.
Seth, who's gonna win?
Who do you think is gonna win?
Alright, be honest.
So you can leave comments on like what you're watching of who you think are gonna win.
Oh, please do that. We will count the comments. I think everyone should comment on the YouTube stream.
Ben and Brianna. Brianna. I'm so used to Ben and Breezy.
Brianna and Breezy.
We got this.
The Breeze, Bree squared,
We're square, that's
or DBBD.
DBD.
DBBD. Who cares? No one cares anyway, so it
We're
doesn't
gonna
matter.
win.
We're gonna win. We gotta think of like games that we're gonna do. Catchphrase.
guys
I
ever
think
play
catchphrase.
Ninja?
Oh, headbands.
Twister.
You can't really win at headbands.
Pine
you're right.
You can't really.
You can't really win a Twister
I wonder
either.
if I could get more.
Yeah, you can.
We,
Like apples, apples. No.
Yeah,
can't win an
whoever's
apples to
last
apples.
There has to
standing,
be.
but
There's
that's
like, oh, we can do charades.
yes, I'm really good at charades. Yes, I'm really good at charades.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like this idea. So, guys, a way to interact.
We can play capture the frag. Manhunt. Later on, we can play manhunt.
So I have an idea. So not only will you guys should comment on our YouTube stream, and not only should you guys comment on our YouTube stream, not only should you comment on our YouTube stream and vote who's going to win, BDDB, or
Bree squared. The Breeze. We were Bree cubed, but Brianna's not. The other Brianna.
So go on our Twitter and on Twitter, like either do hashtag BDDB or hashtag Bree squared. Yes, there we go. All right.
no. But also after that, comment who you think should win, tweet who you think should win, hashtag DBDB. Yeah, not hashtag. Let's be real. Let's just keep those hashtag DBDBD, whatever.
Oh my gosh, I get it now.
You just got BD.
this.
You just got what?
I didn't realize.
Maybe we won't win.
I think we're gonna win. We've got this. Should we even play them? Do you guys want to save yourself the humiliation? Okay. Homeboy is not athletic at all.
Whoa.
You are like the least coordinated person I
I'm
know.
pretty sure he could beat you in a 5K.
That doesn't require coordination. You run.
Oh, I know the fifth thing we forgot. We did the breast cancer walk.
There we go. Nice job.
Oh, coming back to it. No, also, if you can think of any, why do I keep doing this? Who favored it? Hey, shout out to Gabby. All right. If you think, well, she's a liar. If you think of anything we should do for charades or any games we should play or you want to see us play, just tweet at us or comment on the video. So if you want us to act something out in charades, just comment and we'll make sure that happens.
Oh, Kobe favorited it too.
Yeah.
You're dead to me, Kobe Allen.
You can.
I think we're winning.
All right. All right, so we're gonna go jump to an interview with JROTC.
From the Eagles Eye. So it's like a past interview that we did. So you guys can check it
So
out.
we're gonna go
Oh wait,
try the
no.
third time.
Oh, Drew, shut up.
We're done?
Have fun, Drew.
Let's go check that out. All right. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
And then
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Palisano here with Kobe Allen and Demetrius Callclaw, who just recently went to a Raiders competition. So what is the Raiders competition that you guys went to?
Well, Raiders is something that JROTC, it's an extracurricular within JROTC, and we do a lot of different things like physical stuff like push-ups and sit-ups, running with rucksacks, first aid, land navigation, all that type of fun stuff.
Do you compete individually, or are you guys like in teams against each other?
We have teams. We have one all-male team. We have a mixed team consist of males and females. And then this year, for our first year, we brought all-female team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when was this?
This was last Saturday, May 10th,
Okay. And where was it?
at Fort Dix in New Jersey.
Fort Dix, New Jersey. That was our second brigade competition. And our league competition is in Philadelphia.
Did other schools compete with you?
Yes. At this competition, it's kind of like a regional competition, so it's teams from Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
New York,
and might be Connecticut too. I'm not sure though.
Yes, all over.
Yeah, all over the Northeast. Schools come to compete.
Can anyone come, or do you have to qualify?
Well, there's two divisions. There's the Masters division and the Open division. The Masters is where you qualify. So we were in the Masters because we won our league. But the Open division, any school can come. They just have to pay. They don't get as much funding to come as, say, we would since we qualified.
It's awesome. And you guys said you made the Master League. How did you achieve that?
Well, first we have a league competition in Philadelphia. First to qualify for the Master Division at brigade level, you have to win every event, well, place overall at our league.
Okay, and you guys met. Did the girl team, the mixed team, and the boy team, all three of them?
Well, at our league, I think if one team gets it, then since they're from the same school, since our mixed team and female team are with us, they just come. and qualify with us since we qualified.
And is this competition an outdoors event, or is it kind of mixed? Do you go?
All outdoors. All outdoors in Fort Dix, on a base. Fort Dix, out in the woods, running through rough terrain, things like that, over obstacles, everything. So it's all outside. So if it rains that day,
It's still go on.
you got to deal with it.
If it thunderstorms, well, as long as it doesn't get too crazy, you'll still go on.
Wow, and how was the weather this past weekend?
Hot.
Hot.
And
Hot and
we were
humid.
training in cool weather, so it was kind of hard. Like our sergeant was like, "You got to get acclimated to the weather," but he can't recreate that situation, so you just got to push through it.
What do you guys wear?
We wear a full Army combat uniform, so I'm sure you see us in school walking around. It's the digital camouflage, and we take our tops off because it was hot, so we just wore our team shirt.
Do you guys get a lot of water breaks in between, or do you kind of have to push through till the end?
There are breaks in between, so like in between events we have downtime, but then we have to go to the next event at a certain time. Like we have to be there it's like 10:40, so probably got like 5-minute break. Get some water, get rest up for the next event.
And do different individuals compete in each little competition? Like, does everyone do sit-ups? Does everyone run?
Well, there's 5 events at this competition. The first event is push-ups right into your sit-ups, and so you pick who's the best at what. So you have 8 in each event. So you pick your best 8 at push-ups and sit-ups. Then for the team run, you can switch 2 people out if you want to put them in for the team run.
So each team has 10 people, and then only 8 are qualified. So you can say if someone's not as good in push-ups and sit-ups, and they're good at their run, we'll put them in the PT test, and then the run we'll switch them back in. So it's like more strategy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long is this competition?
It's we actually meet here at the school at 4:45, I think.
A.M.
4:45 in the morning. We leave around 5:30, and we get there about 7-ish. And the competition starts at 8, and then it goes till I think the closing ceremony is at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So basically all day. It takes a lot of overtime, but it's very worth it.
Yes, very worth it.
And how did you guys do? What were the results?
Well, the male team, we got 3rd overall, and we got 1st in the team run and 3rd place in every other event, which was one rope bridge, the cross-country rescue, the gauntlet, and the PT test. And the mixed team did pretty well, too. They got
third place in the run. They got 3rd place in rope bridge. And our female team, they got 3rd place in rope bridge as well, and the team run.
Yeah, so altogether we brought home 11 trophies, I think, and it was really good for the female team to bring home their first trophy, their first year of being a team.
Yeah, that's exciting.
we were very proud of everyone who competed.
And what is the rope bridge event?
Well, there's 2 trees, and in the middle of it you simulate a water obstacle like a creek or a river.
What rope bridge is it's a simulation of when you're out in land nav, you're out in the wilderness, and there's a lake or river that you can't physically swim through or cross. So you have a 150-foot rope. You have 8 people. First person basically in the situation, they'll be your strongest swimmer. They'll swim over there with the rope. I can't really get into detail what they do. So we work together as a team to build a rope bridge so everyone can go across the simulated water source.
Yeah, and you have to do it as fast as you can, and the fastest time is the winner.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but the best score there was 1 minute and 19 seconds. That's very good.
Yeah.
1 minute and 19 seconds to get all 8 people across the river, across the rope, all knots out the rope, everything.
That's insane.
It's yes.
Very competitive.
And so they have to swim in their raiders?
Well, you're not really.
Or you're just walking through?
You're kind of just. They have caution tape where the river is, so you have to you can't step in the caution tape or you get a penalty. If you dip down too much when you're on the rope, you'll get and touch the river, you'll get a penalty. So it's kind of just saying, hey, there's a river there. Don't go in it or you'll get a penalty or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned the gauntlet, or was that another event? Could you explain?
Yes, we had to run in full outfit with boots and a 25-pound rucksack There were 6 of them for 8 people, and we had to run through the 1-mile course through the woods, and there was a couple obstacles.
Yes, that we had to go over. So you run up to a half-mile point, and then you circle back and come back around.
Mhm.
But these rucks, other than a cross-country rescue, they are at least 10 pounds heavier, so probably not 25 pounds, they'll be 35 pounds.
Yeah.
And you got 6, and you're participating with 8, so switching off can be hard, so more people are going to hold the ruck longer than others. So
Yeah.
switching off and all that, it's very rigorous.
Usually with that event, we have like partners, like say, oh, here, all right, I need a break, you take it. But with six rucks and 8 people, it's kind of hard to have partners.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
people have to push through it more.
Exactly.
And how long does that go on for? Like 5 minutes, or is it?
It took us 8 minutes? No, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes to get through. Yeah, it was really hard.
Intense. And are both of you guys on the male team, or one of you?
Yes.
Yes, he is the captain in the male team. I'm the co-captain.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
And is this your last competition for the year?
This is my last competition for the year. This is my last Raiders competition, period. There was two seniors, including myself, so they don't lose much next year out of the 3 teams, so I think they're going to do even better next year.
Yeah, more time to practice. And are you excited to continue?
I am. We only have. I feel as though from here we can only go up, because we learn from mistakes every year. We get more experience, more people come through. We build up our younger leaders. So I feel even though we're losing a great guy like Kobe, we still can move forward and do great things.
Yeah, and ever since my freshman year, we only had 1 team. It was all male team, and we came home with nothing from the same competition. And then the next year, we got even better. We came home with a couple trophies. And then last year, we got 3rd overall with like a couple trophies in the events. But this year, we got 3rd overall and got trophies in every event. So each year, we keep improving. And I think they may even be able to take 1st next year, honestly.
Wow, it's exciting.
Yes,
And what have you guys learned from this experience, being with Raiders for 4 and I guess 3 years?
You have to keep your cool. You have to always keep your head in the game, motivate your team to keep pushing through it, keep staying positive, and yes, keep pushing your team. Best thing to worry about.
Yeah, and you also you don't want to argue with each other, because that'll just cause much trouble with the events. Because I mean, you get penalties for arguing and if you curse at each other, unsportsmanlike conduct, anything like that. But with anything, you don't want to argue with your team, like, because it'll just cause turmoil with everybody.
Did this competition and previous ones bring you guys close together?
I think it does. Every competition brings us closer together. We're all like brothers and sisters.
Exactly. It shows us what not to do, what to do, things that we have to work on, and things that we did well that we could still improve on. There's always room for improvement.
Right. Yeah, we're never satisfied.
Yeah, you gotta keep moving forward.
Always improving. And what about kids that are interested in joining? What would you recommend them do?
Like kids coming from the middle school, or just anyone?
Just anyone. Kids from the middle school too.
Well, first you have to pick JRTC as a class on your card. But if you're interested in joining, I suggest doing it. It will be hard, I promise you that. And you just never give up. If you don't make the team the first time, you can always come back and make another team, make the team the next time. There's always opportunities. No spot is guaranteed on the team. I can promise you that. What do you think? Anything?
I think with JRTC, the main thing you have to do in the program is listen. Listen to your leaders, because they've been there, they've done that. So if you listen to your leaders, they're not going to tell you what to do wrong. Sergeant Shearer may be annoying, but he knows what he's talking about, because he's gained the experience. He's been through it like we have. So the main thing is to listen, and teamwork is key.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. And is there anything you guys would like to add?
No. Well, I wish them luck next year. I know they're going to do well, and I'm kind of sad it's over, but hey, we got to move on.
Moving on.
You're going to miss this guy. You're going to miss him, definitely.
Sounds like he was good for your guys' team.
Yes, he was.
Well, congratulations, and thank you again.
Thank you.
I'm Elizabeth Palisano here with Kobe Allen and Demetrius Koclaw. Now back to the Eagle's Eye.
Go.
Is this a picture or no? Because we were still. Don't worry, we know it's good. What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
Chilling.
Just hanging out.
Well, how far into it are we?
What are we at?
We have 21 hours, 18 minutes, and 53 seconds left.
Oh yes, that's
We're down
still
48 seconds.
that's so much time.
And we're raising
so
money.
much time. And we are raising money.
$525 raised so far, guys. So keep that
That's
up.
great. Keep calling in.
What's the number?
610-630-5098. Again, that is 610-630-5098.
And how can people watch us if they have to leave their TV for a second? How can they watch?
If you have to leave your TV, for example, if you are going to the bathroom, you can pull us up on YouTube on your phone, go to the bathroom, and then come back. So you will never miss us for 24 hours.
No.
Never miss us.
You don't want to miss us for 24 hours.
We're just too good.
You can't get enough of us.
I feel the rivalry between the two opposing sides growing.
Yeah, but you see who's higher up?
Because we're gentlemen.
No, just because we sat down first.
We let you have those.
Yeah. You're also gonna hand us those games too, probably.
Probably.
They're gonna come easy.
I guarantee during the game, Breezy will read one of the things wrong on catchphrase. I guarantee it.
I probably
What?
will.
It'll be like.
I'm very good at catchphrase.
guarantee that Brianna will start laughing so hard that she won't be able to continue and she'll have to drop out.
I'm not going to drop out.
I guarantee you're probably gonna cry.
Probably.
I'm a tough cookie. I don't cry.
You're a tough cookie. Yeah, you're a tough cookie, alright.
I am a tough cookie. But we ate some really good cookies earlier.
We did eat some really good cookies.
Dude, we have some good food.
We do have
We have we have a lot of food here.
Shout out to the food.
But honestly, no, like, shout out to the food. No, but the food is helping the time go by, like, quicker. Because you just eat to keep yourself busy. Like, when I'm bored, I eat.
That's not a good thing.
We're probably gonna.
What?
Don't finish my go-go.
I've already had
We're
one.
probably gonna walk out.
Ben's had two that I know of.
I like Go-Gurt.
Why do you like Go-Gurt?
We should
Because
all
it's
be
good.
fine.
It's like a throwback.
We should.
I used to have it in my lunch every day, and then I stopped bringing lunch, and now we have Go-Gurt, and it's just like a throwback.
Do we have two body mics where, like,
Ooh.
they can wear one and we'll wear one and we'll just like this?
No, we have to share. Sharing is caring. Here, we'll share because we're gentlemen.
Take it.
Yeah, turn around.
Don't snatch. Don't snatch.
Play nice, Breezy. You hit that.
Be nice.
Oh, alright, so we're being told what to do. We have to get to work back again. We have to get back to work again. I can't speak. You want me to speak for 24 hours? It's not going to come out perfect every time.
That's not the first time you were on.
I think this makes Chobani Go-Gurt. Chobani Go-Gurt.
Chobani Go-Gurt.
Chobani Go-Gurt.
Invent that.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, Ben, you don't have the mic. They can't hear you. Guess who has the mic?
Oh, so we are being told to go over to the interview, and we are going to be talking to Miranda Kravitz, who is in the top 5 this year of the 2014 senior class. We're going to be talking to her about her accomplishments in high school as well as her future plans in college and her future life. So why don't we go figure that out?
Hi, everybody. I'm Kobe Allen, here with Miranda Kravitz, one of our very successful seniors here at Norristown, talking about her successful career as a student. So, congratulations on all your accomplishments.
Thank you.
Start off with that. Now, I know you're a senior. Where are you planning on going next year?
Next year I'm going to be going to the University of Pennsylvania.
Okay, and you plan on studying?
Mechanical engineering. I would be studying aerospace engineering, but they don't offer a major in aerospace engineering, so next
Okay.
best thing.
Now, what does mechanical engineering involve?
Building and designing things. That's pretty much my favorite thing.
Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the stuff you've done at the high school. I know you're in many clubs. Can you mention a few? Or all
Well, the
of
ones
them?
that matter the most to me are the anime club that I founded, the drama club, and the robotics club.
Okay. Now, what do you do in the robotics club?
What we do is we compete in VEX Robotics. So every year they announce a game, and it's a game for your robots that you build. So you build a robot to play the game that was announced, and then you go to competitions and you drive the robot and try to do better at the game than other teams in these large tournaments. And if you win at the local level, you go up to the state competition. If you win at the state competition, you can go on to Worlds. There aren't nationals. They just skip right to Worlds.
So for drama club, did you have a favorite playwright that you participated in, or anything?
Well,
in particular?
actually, unfortunately, my favorite modern, I guess, playwright or composer is Stephen Sondheim. Hands down, I love everything Stephen Sondheim has ever worked on. I haven't gotten to do one Stephen Sondheim play in high school. It's a little disappointing.
What was the favorite one that you have done in high school?
Well, my favorite play is probably actually the first play I did, which was called Lost. And it was a one-act play. It involved myself and one other person, being Taylor Yates. And we were playing two elderly women who get lost on the way to lunch. And it was a really touching play because they were best friends, and a lot of it was about their lasting friendship, but it was also absolutely hilarious. I got to put on makeup that made me wrinkly and use a funny voice and curse on stage. So lots of fun.
Sounds fun. So talked about the anime club that you founded. What was your favorite part from that club that you did?
Ooh. Well, I have a fun story. It's actually one of my fonder memories of Anime Club is we have, almost every year, we have this chopstick challenge. So we have a Valentine's Day party, and we'll bring in bowls of candy and chopsticks. And the objective is to get as many candies out of the bowl with your chopsticks as possible. We always use hard candies, usually round ones like M&Ms that are going to slide out, or sweet tarts. And so whoever gets the most wins, and we have a tournament to see who's the best at using chopsticks. And the chopstick challenge the one year came down to myself and Khalil Davis, and so we were neck and neck the whole challenge, pulling things out, and I beat him by 1 or 2 candies. So he challenged me to a rematch. And the next week in lunch, I brought in 2 bowls of rice and chopsticks, and I set them down in front of him and told him he could choose, and the challenge was the person to finish the last grain of rice won. And so we were sitting there shoveling rice with chopsticks, and people were coming and watching because some of them were from Anime Club and knew about the rematch. Others were friends of ours who wanted to see who would win. Other people were just attracted by the mass of people watching us, and so we sort of had an audience for our final chopstick showdown.
Nice. Sounds very fun. Sounds hard
fun.
too. So I know you've taken a lot of classes here at the high school. Can you name a few that you've taken, some of your favorites that you've taken?
Well, one of the things I really liked was getting to take the Project Lead the Way classes. There's some people I know who are going into engineering who didn't take them, and my reaction is pretty much, what are you doing? They are absolutely fantastic. I had an internship at University of Pennsylvania this summer in David Rittenhouse Laboratories, and we were building a muon detector. And I was ahead of everyone else there who was working on it because of my Project Lead the Way classes. I could identify resistor values by looking at them better than the professor could.
Wow.
I knew things like digital logic that other people weren't as proficient in. I was actually really qualified, and it was all because of Project Lead the Way. It's a really great program.
Wow. Congratulations on being smarter than the professor.
I wasn't smarter. I was just more used to resistors. He knew what they were. He just hadn't worked with them recently enough because he was doing much bigger projects where resistors are basically the least of his worries. But so when we were picking up resistors, I was pretty much knew them on site, like what their value was.
Okay. Now I know you took a lot of advanced placement classes. Do you have a particular favorite that you took?
I think the advanced placement classes are about equal. That really comes down to teachers. Like, I really enjoyed having Mr. Fazzini's class, Mrs. Lobig's class, Mr. Norman's class,
Yeah, what
etc.
did they do to make your experience more enjoyable in that class? Like, why were they your favorite over, say, another teacher that you had?
Well, Mr. Norman is probably because he is less about doing the grunt work and more about learning and developing. So he actually has connections with all the students. We do new and goods in his class, and he is much more interested in your personal success than whether or not you're following a like prescribed path. Mr. Fazzini, everything with Mr. Fazzini. You know Mr. Fazzini. It's because he's energetic and because he holds everyone to a really high standard. Mrs. Slowbiggs was just actually, I think, the class content and the way she presents it, because she uses a Socratic method. So when you're discussing literature, that's really useful. I had no idea what I was doing going in, but coming out of that class, I actually can have discussions about literature that I couldn't have had before.
Okay. Now, can you talk about how these advanced placement classes are going to help you next year, or how, like, what they do for you next year in college?
Well, the advanced placement classes, I'm not really getting credit for any of them, because I'm going to an Ivy League school, and so they don't think that the high school classes, regardless of whether you should be getting college credit for them, are legitimate. I'm skipping a freshman writing class because of the language and literature classes. I might be getting out, depending on how my Calculus BC score comes back, of Calc 1. I really hope I'm getting out of Calc 1, because what we did for Calculus BC is we actually took a Coursera course that was run out of the University of Pennsylvania. So I already took the professor's course who teaches freshman Calc 1. And then we had a feedback session, so I went and met with him and talked to him about the course. I just really don't want to start my freshman year by going into his class and looking him in the eye and telling him I have to take it again because I didn't do well enough on the AP exam.
All right, so let's change gears a little bit. Who was a strong influence on your life throughout high school?
That's hard to say because a lot of my teachers have had my back. So Mr. Campbell in my engineering classes would do things like find information on me on different programs. That internship I had, I actually knew about because he had come to me with the application for it. So I didn't have to go out there and like find opportunities for myself. He was always keeping an eye out for things that I could do. I went to the UPenn Women in Computer Science Day that he had found for me. He found other like overnight programs at colleges and all sorts of advancing women in engineering things. He arranged for the class at one point to go to the National Engineering Fair, which was wonderful. So he did that, and then I've had a lot of teachers like Fazzini definitely helped me by actually challenging me, not just in providing challenging material, but like personally attacking. This one time we were writing sonnets, and I said that, well, Mr. Fazzini had gone off on a tangent that somehow led to him saying, actually, you shouldn't use the word cow in a love sonnet. And so I, of course, said that I thought there was some metaphor that could work for that, and he ended up saying that he would not accept a poem from me that was not a love sonnet involving a metaphor about cows. So it was things like that that really pushed me, and also coming up with interesting things that I actually wanted to do and wanted to write about. So when I did work in Fazzini's class, it wasn't to get the work done, it was because I was interested in writing what I was writing.
Okay. Now, I know for choosing your college to go to, did your teachers influence you in any way, or was that a personal decision?
That was a personal decision, and a lot of it was just casting a wide net.
Mhm.
So there were a lot of schools that I applied to, and in the end, University of Pennsylvania just gave me the best financial aid. I'm only paying $1,000 a year
Wow.
for University of Pennsylvania, and they're an Ivy League school.
Wow.
So I'm
That's-
like, I'll
that's
take
incredible.
it.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What were some of the other colleges that you applied to?
I applied to MIT,
Mhm.
Caltech, Princeton, Cornell, Penn State, Rochester Institute of Technology, and Carnegie Mellon.
Okay. Now let's go back to your extracurricular activities. What were some others that you did besides your anime club or your robotics club? Were there any others that you did?
I did GSA for a while. I did student council the first couple of years, which
Mhm.
I hated and promptly quit. I just going through the mental list. I did Eagle News here in the comm center, and I did
Mhm.
band and choir.
Okay. Can you elaborate on what GSA is?
GSA is, well, it was referred to as the Gay Straight Alliance. GSAs across the country now are changing that to the Gender Sexuality Alliance because gay and straight only includes gay and straight, whereas Gender and Sexuality Alliance includes people who are trans or non-binary, bisexual, pansexual, demisexual, like all sorts of people.
Okay. So what do you do in GSA? What did you do in GSA?
We are focused on promoting tolerance. So we did things like Humanity Week, a no-hate photo shoot. We helped turn the school into a no place for hate school.
Okay, that's good.
Things like that.
Okay. So what are your last thoughts on your time at NASD?
What kind of last thoughts? Like looking
your
back or
best moments?
looking forward, best moments? I think all of it was best moments. I actually really love this school. I plan on coming back a lot next year because Robotics Club wants me to come back and mentor, so I'll actually probably be in the building every week still. I'm really a different person from when I entered. Everything, like my life changed really quickly coming into high school, and I think I grew up a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thank you for.
Chrissy Hind and the Pretender.
I'm here with Miranda Kravitz talking about her many accomplishments in high school. Now back to Ben and Breezy.
Hi.
Here we are.
We seem to have lost our two other.
Yeah, Brianna wants to go get Go-Gurts. I don't know where Drew went.
He went to go do something. I don't know what it was. Yeah.
Drew, if you're in the building, you're in the building, obviously.
If you are listening to us right now, we say hello. Same to you, Brianna.
He's back there.
Yeah.
We're getting word that Drew's back there.
All right.
I'm getting tired. It's like 10:30 in the morning, and I'm already tired. That's a good sign.
Yeah, we are actually approaching 1/6 of the way through this thing.
We're currently at 1/8, if you do the math right.
But we're right now at 1/8. That's good. At least at the beginning we were 1/24.
That's true. We're crunching down our numbers.
We are crunching down the numbers. Pretty soon we're about to be halfway, then 3/4, then all. But not really, because that's still far away. But yep.
Huh. Well, we have an interview with Mr. Schaefer coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about their new cancer awareness website. So we're going to turn it over to Liz and Mr. Schaefer. So why don't you guys go check that out?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Palisano here with Mr. Schaefer talking about the Cancer Awareness Club. So what exactly is the Cancer Awareness Club?
The Cancer Awareness Club is a group of students and teachers who are trying to get the information about different types of cancer out to the community.
Okay, and what exactly do you guys do?
Each month we focus on a different type of cancer. There are so many different types of cancers, but each month we have a different project that we want to focus on. For example, in November we did the mustache growing contest for the faculty members, and we raised money for prostate cancer. In October we do Pink Month, where we have different clubs dress up in pink and raise money for breast cancer.
Okay, and who all is involved in this club?
Well, right now we have some dwindling numbers. We're looking for more people to join the club. It's open to freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and teachers. And they have to have a heart or an interest in helping their community. It's not just something that we put on the resume.
Are teachers involved as well?
Right, the teachers and the school nurses are all involved with getting information out to the community and helping students. We have about 5 or 6 core teachers who not only are involved in the club, but also have had training about exactly the different types of cancer. We have a partnership with Einstein Medical Center and the oncologists over there.
Okay, and are there other clubs like you, like around the nation?
There are some cancer clubs in other schools. We're the only one in southeastern Pennsylvania with a cancer awareness club. And talking to nurses over at Einstein and some of the doctors over there, they're really proud of the accomplishments that we've had. We've saved a few lives with people getting mammograms, women getting mammograms and getting diagnosed with breast cancer in the early stages. And we also partner with Einstein for the Walk Through the Park that happened in May. And they're really proud of all our accomplishments, and so am I. I think it's a great opportunity for kids not just to worry about themselves, but to worry about others and have concern for others.
Definitely.
Yep.
And if a student was interested, how could they get involved?
All he or she needs to do is stop by room 326. We have a simple application that they need to fill out. I haven't turned anybody away. So it's just an informational application to find out what they know about cancer, what they know about different types of cancer, why they would want to get involved. You know, a lot of students have some connection to cancer. I think 1 out of 3 people in your lifetime will develop cancer. So there's a good chance that somebody you know has some form of cancer, or somebody you had as a teacher maybe had cancer. So a lot of times the students will get involved because they know somebody. Their grandmother had breast cancer, or their aunt had breast cancer, or their grandfather had prostate cancer, or something like that, and they feel sort of a connection, something that they can give back to the community. Because that's our job here at the high school. It's not just to get a diploma at graduation, but it's to give back, and it's to build tomorrow's leaders.
Yeah, definitely. And did you start the club?
We started the club, seems like a long time ago, back when the school was in small learning communities. With the health science small learning community started this club. We had received a grant from the Komen Foundation for a good sum of money, and so we were able to give away free mammograms. And we've just continued with the process. Last year we changed the name from the Breast Cancer Awareness Club to Cancer Awareness Club, hoping that we would get people involved, because it's not, cancer gets a lot of the attention in our society. The Komen Foundation is a great organization, but there's so many other people that are affected by different types of cancer, brain cancer, colon cancer, stomach cancer, bone cancer. My friend was just diagnosed with multiple myeloma. He never even heard of this disease until he was diagnosed with it, and now he's fighting for his life. So it's these kind of things that we hope that will open people's eyes and make them more aware of things.
Mm-hmm. And I hear there's new aspects of the club, like I think a website.
A new website will be launched this summer. We're working right now with a designer to design the website, but it's going to be an informational website. It's not going to be promoting, like you guys are, a fundraiser. It's going to be just information so that students and parents and the community can find out about our Cancer Awareness Club. There's going to be, just like a normal website, a home page, and then there's going to be a volunteer page. There's going to be an activity page where we highlight different activities of what's going on, and that'll be launched this summer. I don't really want to say the web address because it's in the final stages, but as soon as we find out, we'll pass it on to Mr. Doyle here at Eagle News, and he'll be able to broadcast that to the community. And we hope that people come and become involved. I don't know if parents know that we have a Cancer Awareness Club. until we give out an award at, say, Senior Awards or something like that. So just like Eagle News and just like the Eagle's Eye, we want to get the word out about things that are going on in our school, because there's a lot of good things going on in our school. Sometimes we hear too much about the stuff that makes the front page of the newspaper. We should find out about the good things that happen here at Norristown High School, because there are a lot of good things, and one of them is the Cancer Awareness Club and Eagle News. I think that's a great organization, and hopefully people are watching and they get something out of today.
And has the club impacted many people?
I know it's impacted me. I have a greater appreciation for people who go through tough situations with cancer. As I said before, when we were giving away mammograms, we had a couple women who did not get a mammogram. They got it through our grant, and they realized that they had stage 1 or stage 2 breast cancer. So I consider that life-saving. I consider that if somebody ever asked me what did I do for the world besides teaching, I'd say, well, I saved some people's lives. And also just getting the word out is important. I don't know if young people realize how short life can be. You know, as young people, you're living day to day, or you're living period to period. When something tragic like cancer hits a family, that just doesn't impact one person that has the disease. It impacts the entire family. In some cases, it could impact a neighborhood or a community. If somebody that has a communal impact on our community gets cancer, everybody finds out about it. So yeah, a lot of good has come out of it. If nothing else, awareness. That's why it's in our name. Just to be aware of what's going on. And do we know what causes cancer? No. Yes, smoking, poor diet, things like that. But if I could put my finger on something and cure cancer, I would do it in a second, but that's not going to happen. So it's just getting that information out, getting people to open their minds and open their eyes to see what's going on around them.
And what first got you interested in getting involved with the club?
I have Mr. Joe Howe to thank for that. He was a principal here at the high school. When we broke down into small learning communities, Mr. Howe came to me and said, I need somebody to head this program, and I said, okay. And then two women over at Einstein, Joanne Cipollini, who's a nurse, and Mary Galletti, who's an oncology specialist, they came to me and said we should start this club. And I'm so thankful that they did. This has been such a rewarding experience, a valuable experience. Teaching is great. I've been doing it for a long time. But when you can impact the community, when you can see people in the community and they know you because of the Cancer Awareness Club or a social or an organization like this, it's a huge impact, and I'm so thankful that Mr. Howe strong-armed me into this.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you think the website will help spread the word and inform people?
Well, if nothing else, it'd at least get the word out of what we're doing. So many times, and you guys know this here at Eagle News, you broadcast something, and if it doesn't get out in a timely fashion, the event has passed, and then it's lost. So just having a website where people can go to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week will give people information about what we're doing and the different events going on. And maybe somebody in their neighborhood is part of the Cancer Awareness Club, and they can get more information about it and share. You know, we're always looking for different community events. So if students have an idea, or teachers have an idea, or people in the community want to get in contact with me, they can stop by the high school, or they can email me with ideas about what we can do.
Okay, well, is there anything else you would like to add?
I just want to thank Eagle News and for all their help with the Cancer Awareness Club and in the past with the Breast Cancer Awareness Club. I think you guys are doing a great job here, and I wish you the best of luck with your telethon.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Palisano here with Mr. Schaefer. Now back to our hosts.
All right, here we are. Right. Yep, so we are, what are we approaching now? What are we approaching now, time-wise?
Hey, that's mean. I'm getting insults on the teleprompter. We are 20 hours, 49 minutes, 42 seconds left.
Okay, so we have 20 hours left.
Share the mic.
I am. Here you go.
Thank you. All right, what are we talking? I don't even know what we're talking about. We're supposed to just wing this, but we've got Mr. Schaefer coming back.
Yeah, we have Mr. Schaefer coming back to talk to us about the Scribbler.
Put that up last time. We didn't talk about it.
No,
Video
well,
games suck.
we have Mr. Schaefer coming back to talk about the Scribbler.
Yeah.
Or no, we don't. He is not coming back. Or he is coming back. He has to go in class. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
something about bowling.
Okay, so we have bowling now.
Remember that one time when we bowled?
Yeah. Yeah, we bowled out in the gallery, and I think that was one of our transitions.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
And every time I had to bowl, like the paper towel roll would just like slide off.
Slide off.
It would just slide off. It was like repelling.
Thoughts are doing right now, just sliding off.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I don't know why it did
You didn't want
that.
to use a toilet paper roll because you thought it would.
Is Mr. Schaefer back? No, Mr. Schaefer's not back. Yeah, no, he's not back.
Yeah.
Jason? Jason? It's like Mean Girls, Jason. Jason?
Okay. So yeah, we are stuck.
Yeah. Well, not stalling.
Next. That'll be next.
Okay. So bowling's not next.
I'm switching tapes.
Okay. Yep. So we're currently doing some techie stuff in the back. So
Jason's documentary about cosplay?
But stall. Yes.
Okay.
okay, I'm not sure what that even is.
Okay.
I'm not even sure exactly what that is, but when I break up the word cosplay,
Costumes?
Hey.
Yes!
costumes.
And you play around with them.
No.
No?
No?
There's another.
Kind of.
There's a word that comes before. Aw.
Okay. So
Wait.
Just continue going on.
Cosplay.
Yep.
Alright, so it's
So-
costume, trying on.
All right. So. I don't know.
please tell us. Please enlighten us.
No, just give us hints. I want to guess.
I'm trying to think of hints. All right.
Slide in.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm coming. Okay.
Okay.
That works too.
I think so. So, you got the first part right. Cost and cosplay is costume,
Costume. Okay.
and then usually when
Do
you
you make them?
yes, you do make.
You make costumes.
You make costumes?
You make
You
costumes.
Don't always. You don't always. You can buy costumes as well.
Wow.
What is cosplay? Alright. What?
The play.
You make it or no?
No.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
Can you
the
give me
playing.
hints, please?
It's just hard to
Dress up.
It's something you do in DECA. You put on
Oh,
a.
so you sell costumes?
No, it's something you do in DECA. It's something you do in DECA when you're trying to sell something.
Role?
Yeah.
Play?
Oh, there you
Marketing?
go. No, you got it the first time.
Role play?
Yes. That's what.
So you try on costumes?
No, it's costume and role play.
Whatever. Okay.
Huh?
Alright. I don't understand, but I'm going to go learn more because I'm going to watch this interview.
I'm so confused
We're
with it
still
right now.
stalling.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
still stalling.
We're still stalling.
Alright.
I'm confused about it. I'm interested to see what it's about. Cause see, when I was gonna like break the word apart, I see like
Costume.
COS like cosine, math class.
Math class.
Math class.
I don't think we're playing with math.
Well, math is it's a struggle.
Yeah, so we're not playing with math.
Yeah. We're,
No.
Math is not something you play with. Math is something you cry with.
Cry about.
You cry about everything though, Ben.
Yep. Yep. So it seems as though everything's running really well right here, right now.
Yeah.
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 We're
Yeah.
going
So
to stop stalling soon.
Hopefully.
Are we good? Can we go?
Are we
No?
good? Are we? Drew, you have to give us
We
like
do-
1 more minute.
Like one more
second
or minute?
okay, that's
hour?
fine.
1 more
Second.
hour?
Okay,
Second.
one more
Do
second.
that. We can do that. We can hang out with you here.
It goes hour.
So
I would
We're
not
ready.
be surprised if we have
Alright.
to solve
so we're ready. Okay.
I'm going to turn it over to Liz and
And
Jason August about costume role playing.
about his
Their
document.
documentary about it.
Just got put in there.
No, it wasn't. That was in there. That was in there. Just go back. Just go.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Palisano here with Jason August talking about his recent cosplay documentary. So before we get into your documentary, for the viewers that don't know, what is cosplay?
So cosplay is an amalgamation of two words, costume and play. It originated primarily in Japan, where a lot of people dressed up as anime characters or manga characters that they were fond of, and they would go to conventions and basically hang out in the cosplays.
And what are they dressing up as?
Well, cosplay used to be more exclusive towards anime and manga, just any characters from anyone that you actually like. But now, if you go to a convention, you'll find more than just anime. You can find popular TV shows, movies, etc. I'm going actually on June 19th through the 22nd to Wizard World in Philadelphia, and we're going to be doing some more on the documentary there. There's people that'll just be running around different cosplays, such as characters from Firefly, Doctor Who, popular mangas and anime such as Naruto, etc. So.
And what exactly are animes and mangas?
So, anime is a Japanese style of cartoon that is based off of manga, and it has very specific characteristics that separate it from westernized cartoons that you would normally see on television. And there's a lot more detail in the eyes and the faces of the characters, which just show a distinction between Western cartoons. So.
Okay. And how'd you get interested in this cosplaying?
Well, I've been cosplaying since for the past year or so. My cosplay is the 11th Doctor. But my one friend of mine, Christian Lodi, he was working on a senior project for high school on cosplay. He wanted that to be his senior project about cosplay. So what we actually did was we invited a bunch of people out to the King of Prussia Mall, and we interviewed them in their cosplays, etc. And we got to see some cool stuff. And then we just decided that we wanted to continue the project and explore the concept more. And so we're just currently we're working on a documentary about it.
Awesome. And do you make your own costumes, or do you buy pieces, or do they already have full costumes available?
It depends. You can make your own. You can buy your own. A lot of cosplayers tend to actually make their own through sewing, buying fabric, etc. Some people just buy them online. You can buy similar pieces of articles of clothing that just are reminiscent of what your character that you want to cosplay would wear.
And how do you personally costume yourself?
I cosplay as the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who. And I basically just I source things online. So I source the coats and the articles of clothing to get as screen accurate as possible. And then for a lot of it, I just buy it rather than sew because I don't have any sewing skill whatsoever. So.
Okay. And what's challenging about cosplaying?
A lot of cosplayers would find that something that's challenging is actually working on their cosplay before a convention. And a lot of cosplayers also like to get into character. And that's also a challenging thing because you have to step into a different personality other than yourself. You don't have to, but a lot of people tend to do.
That's actually what I was going to ask. Do people forget who they are that day and just go straight all for their character?
Well, it depends on the person. It's honestly up to them. People can either just walk around in their character's clothing and just enjoy the convention that they're at, or they can just completely engross themselves in the character that they're portraying and just act as that character throughout the day.
And what did you see more in your documentary? People being themselves or acting as characters?
Both, actually. There was an interesting diversity. So there were more professional level cosplayers who would source as screen accurate articles of clothing as possible and try and get the perfect cosplays down. And they would also get the personalities in a similar fashion of their characters, where they don't have to, but they choose to because it makes it more interesting for them. So.
Do you act as the 11th Doctor?
I do. I don't have it perfect, and I break character a lot, but I try and get a lot of the mannerisms down, and I try and make it as accurate as I can for a portrayal as possible. So.
And what's the difference between yourself and your character?
The difference between me and my character, I'd say eccentricity and confidence more. The 11th Doctor is more spazzy and like runs around, whereas I'm not nearly as like that in my own personality.
Okay. So a whole different image for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it difficult?
It's not difficult. I just sort of think like I just try and think as much as possible like the character. And like on the documentary, as we were interviewing people, we see them like try and change their voice to more closely match their character, etc. Just to.
And speaking of your documentary, what's like the weirdest costume you've seen?
That's a tough one. I've seen quite a few. I can't necessarily say the weirdest, but I can say one of the cooler ones, which we didn't actually get to interview, but while I was at ZenkaiCon this past year in March, I saw an Optimus Prime cosplayer, and his cosplay actually transformed from the Optimus Prime character back into the fire truck and back again, and it was really cool seeing it transform.
Oh, did he like stand up? And
Yeah,
oh,
it was
that's
really
neat.
it was really neat. He had wheels and everything, and just looked amazing.
Are there any like bad cosplays you've seen?
I mean, I wouldn't say bad, but more amateurish. Like, I think it's really money or determination that really make your cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
You can either buy your cosplay and get it as like perfect as possible and get it tailored, or you can just sew your own if you have those skill sets.
Yeah.
And some people just want to do whatever they want. My one friend who was cosplaying, he didn't have anything, so he went around and dressed up as a character from a popular commercial, Jake from State Farm, actually. And that was quite amusing. So.
That's funny. Did people recognize him?
A few people did. Like, they didn't get the reference at first, but a few people were just, they really enjoyed it. It was funny.
That's awesome. And in your documentary, what are the type of questions you ask to the cosplayers?
I try to ask a diversity of questions to cosplayers. Some of the more prevalent ones are why did they get into cosplaying?
Mm-hmm.
Or why did they choose a particular character? Or their feelings towards their first convention? Because we wanted to know what feelings were evoked when they first stepped into a convention for the first time. Because it's a really different experience if you've never gone to one. There's a lot of cool people to meet. I mean, you might be nervous that your cosplay is not good enough, or you might be excited. There's just a flood of emotions for that.
How was your first time?
My first time going to a convention, I had a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of awesome people and just run around and enjoy myself the entire time.
And have you made friends going to these conventions?
I've made quite a few friends going to conventions that I see at other conventions, I see in real life and just hang out with, etc. It's just, you meet a lot of cool people, and you just get to hang out with them and enjoy their company.
That sounds fun. And where do and have you cosplayed at?
I have cosplayed at ZenkaiCon, which is outside of Lancaster. That was this past March. I'm also going to be cosplaying as the 11th Doctor at Wizard World in Philly, which is coming up on June 19th through the 22nd. And then also I am planning on attending Otakon, which I believe is August 8th to 10th. And that is in Baltimore.
Do you plan to stay the full duration of time?
I always stay the full duration of time. It's a lot of fun.
Chocolate chip are over-the-top delicious because now you can add
And then we'll come back, and then we'll just run around and enjoy the convention.
That's cool. And is your documentary close to finishing?
I'd say it's about halfway done right now. On YouTube, we have a trailer up currently. I'm going to try and get some more footage for that. Sometime in August. I don't know the specific dates as of yet, but we're actually going to be traveling down to New York to the Maid Cafe, which recently opened up a cosplay shop for cosplayers.
Okay.
And we'd like to interview them as well. So.
And how long have you been working on the documentary for?
I'd say for about a year, a little less than a year.
Oh, wow, that's pretty long.
Yeah.
How long have you been cosplaying?
About the same time, a little longer than that. We started the documentary, I want to say May of last year, and I started cosplaying in March of last year, I believe, March or April of last year. So.
Do you hope this documentary gets really like big and famous? Do you have any expectations for it?
Well, we're actually going to try a Kickstarter for it once we get enough footage out and we get enough word spread about it. And we want to try and get as much funding as possible for it so that we can actually go to these conventions and all these places and meet these awesome people.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to show it. We're not trying to make a lot of money off of it or get it famous per se, but we just want to show people what cosplaying is about.
Yeah.
So.
And what's your favorite part of your documentary?
My favorite part about my documentary would probably be the emotions of the people that we interview, because you just see a nice diversity of the people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool people from a lot of different backgrounds that all just join together to one place and just have fun.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite part about cosplaying? Is that a similar?
I'd say that's a similar thing. It's the people, really. They make the community makes it a fun thing to do, and you just want to keep going. And I suggest that a lot of people should try cosplaying or go to a convention at least once, because you might find something surprising and you might enjoy it. So.
Yeah. And it seems like there's a wide range of, like, from movies to commercials.
To commercials, pop culture references, etc. Like, you could see someone from Star Wars, you could see someone from The Matrix, you could see someone from Teletubbies even, potentially.
And I know sometimes they have, like, famous guests there. Have you ever...
I have not actually talked to any famous guests. I'm actually hoping when I go to Wizard World on the 19th of June, I want to actually meet Matt Smith, who portrayed the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who. Hopefully I get to meet him.
Are you going to do your impression in front of him?
I might try that. I'm debating that. But I want to work on that, and I also want to get some more footage for the documentary when we go up there. So.
Definitely. And who all works with you on your documentary?
We have a broad range of people. I have my friend Christian Lordi, Liam Hurd, we have Seth Rank. We also have my friend Toshi Salvino, who is in New York right now. She's a makeup artist, and she's going down with us to the Mid Cafe to help interview people too. And we have just a broad range of people, just whoever can help.
Do you have all ages star in the documentary?
We haven't had all ages right now. I mean, I'd like to incorporate that more to show the diversity of the community. But I'd say right now, the general range for many cosplayers that you'll see in it is probably in teenage years to 20s, 30s maybe even.
Okay. So. And could you do an impression of the 11th Doctor?
Don't know if I can do an impression right now.
You're too nervous?
A little bit.
Is he British?
Yes.
Oh, so you have to get your accent going?
Yeah. It's a little challenging.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe.
What is he about, the 11th Doctor?
The 11th Doctor, he's a time traveler who time travels through outer space, and he's not actually British, but the character who portrays him is. And he just time travels, saves worlds, and has fun doing it.
Why do you have a connection with him? Like, why do you like him so much?
I'd say I like him because I really like the show. It's about change. And I found the 11th Doctor as my favorite just because I loved his personality. I loved the episodes, the writing, the wittiness and cleverness of the character, and I loved the costume too. So.
And when did you, I know you first got involved in cosplaying like a year ago. Mm-hmm. Did someone introduce you to it, or was it more just you found it and you had your heart set
my
on
friend Christian introduced me to it. He asked me to go to ZenkaCon with him, and I was a little apprehensive at first, but I threw caution away and just went. It was fun.
And are there events held at these cosplaying, like dances or?
They have panels there. They have raves. Not everyone has a rave, but a lot of the typical things you'll find is mostly panels about shows or like fan-made stuff.
And what's a panel?
A panel is where a group of people discuss something. So like at a convention you might see, like for a television show or something, you'll see a group of the actors and writers and directors just talking about the show, what's coming up, just saying some cool stuff. The audience gets to do a Q&A, etc.
That's cool. Did you ever ask any questions?
I have not. I've attended a few panels, but I haven't really stayed the duration. I mean, I hope to do more in the future, but
Which panels have you attended?
I attended last year. There was a dating game hosted by my one friend Brian Terranova, which was funny. That was pretty amusing. And there was one other panel. I think it was a Naruto panel last year. I don't recall, but
Did they teach you anything about the shows?
they don't teach you anything about the shows, but they can show you some sneak peeks or stuff, etc.
How was the dating one like?
The dating one was actually kind of funny. They would just bring cosplayers up and they would like auction off people, and it was just have fun.
Like, did the money go anywhere?
I think it was just collected by the convention.
That's nice. Are there conventions all over the world?
Yes, there are conventions all over the world. There's the San Diego Comic-Con, there's the New York Comic-Con, there's the Wizard World in Philadelphia. Otakon in Baltimore has 35,000 people. That's one of the bigger ones.
Wow.
You can find them all across the world.
That's awesome. Is Otakon, where is that again?
It's in Baltimore.
Baltimore. Are there any outside of the country?
There are. I haven't attended any outside of the country, so I don't know off the top of my head, but they're all over the world.
I assume the ones in Japan, if that's kind of where it originated, are
Yeah.
pretty fantastic.
Probably. I haven't been to any yet, but maybe in the future.
And do you see people from all over the world at the conventions?
Yeah, you get a lot of people travel out like far and wide. I mean, at Otakon last year, I met people from Ohio, Texas, New York, Florida, all over the place.
That's awesome, and you build connections with them.
Yeah, and you get to meet new
Friendships.
people, and it's just fun.
Hmm. And who inspired you to do this documentary?
Well, as I said before, it originated out of a small student senior project for my one friend. But I was wanting to, for a while, work on a documentary. And I just thought the topic was really cool, and it started to gain a lot of popularity, so I thought I'd try and want to bring a new light, a new perspective to it.
Yeah. I know sometimes cosplaying gets, like, not hate, but categorized as, like, weird, you know what I mean? You want it to break that shell.
Yeah, I wanted to, the goal that I'm trying to do is show why it's a cool thing, and I'm trying to expose it to more people.
Hmm. And what does your costume look like?
If anyone's seen the 11th Doctor, currently he has a few outfits. He wears a tweed jacket, black pants, boots, a fez, and his most iconic trademark is his bow tie. So.
Okay. Do you like bow ties?
Yes.
That's cool. Do people recognize you? Like, hey, that's the 11th
A lot of
Doctor.
people recognize you. Yeah, for a lot of different cosplays get recognized. I mean, I get recognized as the 11th Doctor a lot too. At ZenkaiCon, the past one in March, within the first like 20 minutes of being there in my cosplay, I was stopped for like tens of photos. Like, just people were like, "Can we take your picture? Can we take your picture?"
Oh, almost
It
like
was-
a celebrity.
I know, it was pretty amusing.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And you said your friends had panels, right? Like the dating one.
Mhm.
Can anyone create that, or do you have to be involved?
I don't know exactly how that works, but I assume anyone can create one. I believe you have to contact the convention first, and anyone who runs that, and then set that up with that. But
Maybe you could have like a screening of your documentary.
I would like that. That would be wonderful once it's finished.
Mhm.
So
How long do you think it'll take to finish?
I'm hoping to get the majority of it done by September or October of this upcoming year.
Are you going to use it as something in your portfolio?
I plan on using it as something in my portfolio, and we set up a Facebook page too, and as I said, I wanted to set up a Kickstarter for it, but hopefully we just get it. I just want to get it seen more by a bunch of people.
And do you think, I know you're a graduate and you were in the comm center like we are today, did that help you create this? Did you learn any skills here that you use today?
I learned a majority of skills here. I learned to edit, I learned to frame with a camera, I've learned how to set up good audio, etc., and that just drove me even more knowing what I needed and how to implement it.
Well, thank you very much for being here. Good luck with your documentary. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Just have people spread word about it. It's facebook.com/cosplay.a.documentary.
And do you want to do a little impression?
I'm going to pass on that stuff.
I could do it with you.
I'm all right. I'll pass for that.
Okay, well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm Elizabeth Palisano here with Jason August talking about his documentary, which you all should check out. Now back to our hosts.
Hey guys. Hey, I think
The door I went.
well, that was a great interview. That was really awesome. I feel like I know a lot about cosplay.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to go to one of these things dressed up like. What would you dress up like, Ben?
An avatar. Oh, great.
We're pirate. Ooh.
Ooh. Aye.
Say, Ulrich, where's me booty? Ulrich, where's me booty? Walk the plank. I could do anything. Walk the plank, Ben. Walk the plank.
Plank. Go.
I'm done with you.
Sorry, we're done with you.
What would you be, Breezy?
I feel like Breezy would be
A princess.
Wait. Which princess?
Well, work calls me Snow White.
evil.
And name one.
An evil witch princess.
Yeah, you can play the Wicked Witch of the West. Actually, she's more like the Wicked Witch of East Norton.
I'll drop a house on you.
Oh.
I'm melting.
Are you listening? Are any of you listening to them? Are you listening to them?
Oh no! Don't pour it on her. She's gonna melt.
We're gonna melt you.
You're calling me the Wicked Witch of East Norton.
Hopefully she melts. Hopefully. Speaking of things falling over, bowling is up next. You are the Wicked Witch. Anyway, speaking of falling, all right, I'm gonna do that transition again because it was awesome. Speaking of things falling over, bowling. What's up, Ben? What's going on?
I've been here the whole time.
What's about bowling?
I don't know. You hit
All right.
buttons and they fall over, and you get a strike.
You get a turkey. You get a turkey. Or is it a ham?
It's a turkey.
Is it a turkey? I thought it was like an eagle.
You get a ham. Oh my gosh! I scored a ham.
I got a ham. Wait, I thought it was an eagle. What's an eagle?
An eagle is 12 strikes in a row.
Are you serious?
No. Speaking of someone who gets lots of turkeys, we're gonna have Kobe Allen talk to Jay Majors about bowling.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Jay Majors from the bowling team talking about their season that recently passed in the winter. So thank you for being here.
No problem.
So let's start off. How did the season go for the team, for both the boys and the girls?
It went fairly well, I believe. Unfortunately, we didn't get first place, but we tried our best, so definitely. I believe the boys went into third place. It's been a while. Sorry if it's kind of wrong. But I do believe the girl. Actually, I think the girls might have actually gone into first place. Once again, don't quote me.
Oh, okay. So how did people do individually this year?
Individually, we did really well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
For the boys team, Dylan Copestick, our rising freshman star. He got a 700 and
Wow.
won new high scores pretty much. The best school record.
Okay. Now 700. Put that in context. Like how much can you possibly get in a bowling match? Like.
Well, the most you can possibly ever get is a 900. That is getting 3 perfect games in a row. Because during a match, when we face other schools, you do 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And the maximum you get, the perfect game, is a 300. So a 900 is the best you can get.
Wow.
And Dylan got 700. That is pretty close for one of the highest we've got in the school so far.
Wow. Did he bowl a perfect game during that series, or
no.
Did he come close?
I do believe, he came close. He got, he got some 200 games, definitely.
Wow.
I believe he got like 250 one game. He was close, but not close enough, I guess.
Wow. So how did you do personally, do you think?
Personally, I don't really think this year I didn't do nearly as well as I was hoping to get.
Mm-hmm.
My average was only about a 155, which once again out of 300. So for me, that isn't really the best. I was hoping to raise it up to about 170.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people I actually went down to JV this year, but most people on varsity, their averages are in the 180s, 190s.
Wow.
So they're actually pretty good at the game.
Wow. So, how did the girls do individually?
The girls, they also did, once again, I believe they got first place. I'm not sure if that's right or wrong. Sorry about that. But, yeah, the girls actually did really well as well. I believe Emily, or the team captain for the girls team, she I'm sorry about this. Okay. She got also kind of close to Dylan as well. She got some 700 games as well, I believe.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And there was also Katie and such, and they did magnificent. Unfortunately, the boys didn't do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So back to the perfect game. What does it take to get a perfect game?
Oh, to get a perfect game,
Yeah.
you need to get 12 straights in a row. That's knocking down all the pins.
Okay.
And because in a game there are 10 frames, which are 10 times you can throw the ball, and you can get 1 strike per frame. But on the 12th frame, you have the chance to get, if you get a strike the first throw, you can throw 2 more throws.
Okay. So it sounds pretty hard to get a perfect game then.
Yeah, it's hard. One mess up ruins everything.
Yeah. So how did you do in your league, like against the other schools around us? How did they fare against? How did you guys fare against them?
I believe we got into 3rd place.
Okay.
We was kind of disappointment because before, about 2 years ago, we actually were on a winning streak for 1st place almost every single year.
Wow.
So we've gone down kind of. It's a disappointment, but it is definitely better than last year. Last year we went into, I think, I don't know, even like 6th place.
Wow. So it's like a rebuilding year kind of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now the team, did it consist mainly of freshmen and sophomores on boys and girls, or was it mainly seniors? Like.
Well, for the team, there's actually 2 teams, 30 people in all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's composed of a boys team and a girls team. The boys team, 15 people on each team. And then there are 3 things. There's a varsity, a junior varsity, and a junior varsity show for both the boys and girls team. 5 people per team.
Okay.
And this year was actually kind of a disappointment by that. I mean, there were only, I think, 2 new freshmen for the boy team.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually not sure how many on the girls team. I think like around the same amount, though. And we actually kind of were shocked by that there were only so few freshmen trying to sign up.
Okay. Now, how many seniors are you guys losing this year, both the guys and the girls?
Oh, we're actually losing a lot. I believe we're losing about 4 people for the guys team.
Okay.
And I think around 3 or so for the girls team as well. We're actually losing a good amount. That's probably going to push us back because most of those seniors are on varsity as well.
Okay.
Which means a lot of people from JV are going to step up to the plate then.
Oh, okay. Now let's go back to the actual technique of bowling. Is there a special way you have to throw it? Is there a special thing with the ball, like you have to use like a certain ball? Like how does that work?
Well, it's kind of is personalized. There are different ways you can throw it to get the strikes. Everyone has a different way of throwing the ball.
Okay.
What most of the people who get the high scores do, they curve the ball. By that, they throw the ball and add a curve to it to make it so when it throws, it goes to the left as it's rolling down the lane. Then you'll just throw it straight on.
Okay.
And there's actually physics behind it where that's supposed to make it so it's easier to hit the one spot, called the sweet spot that we call it, in between the center and the side of the right, pinned to the right. That gives us the best chance of getting a strike. And that's basically how we do it. But there are some people who basically just throw it straight and still get strikes, but most people in varsity just do the curve.
Is there any specific like technology in the ball that helps you do the curve or whatever?
There is some. I believe there's different kinds of balls. There's things like backup balls and such. The regular balls have resin coating that make it so it sticks to the lane more and makes it have better grip on the lane, make it curve better.
Okay.
Then there are backup balls where which is what you throw if you don't get the strike, pretty much. Or it makes it easier to throw a straight ball. It's usually made of plastic and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit easier to get the throw straight.
Okay. So let's go back to talking about the team. Why do you think the team has been so successful these past few years or even this year?
But I think it was just the good team spirit. We've been practicing every single Saturday.
Mhm.
We actually, most people on the team are actually in a second league on Saturday mornings.
Oh, okay.
So we have plenty of practice. We also, a lot of people on the team have been bowling since they were little kids, and they've been coached by their parents and other people who are really great bowlers.
Okay, now you mentioned practices. How do you practice for a match?
We actually don't practice that much. On the team, we generally just learn as we bowl.
Oh, okay.
On the games, on varsity, we just throw the ball and we try to, the people who are new, who have never bowled before,
Mhm.
they just learn while they're in the game. They come during the game, if they're not doing well, the coaches come and try to help them.
Mhm.
And they just learn from the experience through the games.
Okay. Now, for any freshman or anyone that's thinking about joining the bowling team, what do you want to say to them?
I want to say come out and give it a shot. Once again, even if you would fail, which I don't really think you could, it's 3 games of bowling. You know,
Mhm.
there's no loss to it. And also, once again, just give it a shot, give it your best, learn from your mistakes during the game.
Okay.
And we would gladly welcome you. Once we've only had 2 new freshmen this year, we would love to have you try out. And even if you don't think you're good enough, there are a couple people such as Tom Detweiler, who have never bowled before. He
Mhm.
joined the team this year, and at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, he didn't do well, but at the end of the year, he actually made it to varsity.
Wow.
He really had magnificent improvement.
That's a good accomplishment.
Oh, yeah.
So what inspired you to become a bowler?
Well, when I first started bowling, I basically just went to the league during Saturdays for fun with my friends.
Okay.
Even though it was a competition within the league, my friends and I would just enter the league and we just bowl for fun. We didn't even care about competition. We just went to bowl.
Okay. So what are you most looking forward to for next year?
I'm hoping that we're going to do better, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to the first place that we've had for a while now. And I want to try to improve my own game and try to help the other people who are starting out.
Okay. Now, did you have fun this season? Did you?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. We
Okay.
said goodbye to a lot of the seniors that were good friends of mine, and we basically just hung out, had fun the entire time. It was a good time in bowling league.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I guess not really, actually.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
No problem.
I'm here with Jay Majors talking about the bowling team's recent season. Now back to Ben and Breezy.
Hello.
Sorry.
A bagel with cream cheese, and I don't like cream cheese, but it was there, so I ate it.
Do we have butter? I don't think we have butter. But
I'd like to donate butter instead.
yeah. Either way, we are in the process of switching DVDs.
To part 4.
Yeah, and we're also switching the stream on YouTube to part